What is going on? What's the dealio, y'all? In this video, I'm going to be breaking down how to get ready for your week as a trader, how I get ready for my week, my weekly prep, and then also my daily prep. All right. So let's get into it. So first things first, please be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel. I'm bringing you videos every single day about stocks, stock trading, investing, and just like being a better person inside and out. All right. So we're gonna go into it. Um, when it comes to weekly prep, I want you to think about it like this. When I get ready for my week, it helps me with my days. All right. So a lot of times people they like have everything everywhere, but I like to look at things as a constant flow. All right. So when I get ready for my week on Sundays, that's helping me get ready for my days. So that way I don't have to get ready for my days with this whole thing. All the work that I did on Sunday helps me out. All right. So first things first, my weekly prep starts on Saturday because I go through my trades on Saturday and sometimes Sunday of the previous week. All right. So I am looking at all of my trades. I have a trade journal with TradeZella, and I look at all of my trades that I made. I look at my entries, I look at my exits. Some call it back testing. I just call it studying my game. All right. If you look at any successful elite athlete, they study their film. So my trades are my film, right? So number one, before anything, before I look at any new stocks or anything, I'm studying my trades. What did I do wrong? What did I do right? Then I go through that and I go through it and I go through it. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll journal it, write down what happened, what I did wrong, what I need to do, what I need to fix, all that stuff. Then I'll start looking at, okay, what stocks did well this week and what stocks dropped this week, right? Did the stocks that dropped, did they recover? If they didn't recover, going into the week, I might be looking at those stocks to either swing trade or day trade. All right. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look at I look at who has earnings this coming up week, right? Who has earnings? If they have earnings, I know that their contracts are gonna be inflated, their premiums are gonna be super high. So I'm not gonna trade the stock before they have earnings because that's unnecessary risk that I have to expose myself to leading up to earnings. After earnings, I will trade that stock. But leading up to earnings, I am not going to trade that stock because the premiums are going to be at least 20% increased. All right. So I look at earnings reports. I also want to look at economic reports. I want to know, what is the economic schedule? Do we have FOMC? Do we have CPI? Do we have PPI? Is there any job report, like anything like that? I want to know the schedule so that way I can be aware of like what may be happening in a day, right? If I wake up and the stock market is way up and I don't know that we had CPI, I'm uninformed. So I want to be informed on that, right? Then once I understand those things, then I'm gonna start looking at, okay, my stocks. So I'm gonna start looking at my stocks and I'm gonna start looking at my chart, and I'm going to start from the weekly time frame, and then I'm going to look at that same stock on the daily time frame. Then I'm going to look at that stock on the 4-hour time frame. Then I'm going to look at that stock on the 30-minute time frame. Then I'm going to look at it on the 15-minute time frame. All right? That's what I'll do. So I'll go one by one and I'll look at them. And I'll say, okay, do I see a pattern on the weekly? Do I see a pattern on the daily? Do I see a pattern on the 4-hour chart? I'm able to chart out my levels based on the weekly and the daily charts. All right. I'm giving you some real sauce right now. It took me thousands of dollars losing to understand this stuff. All right. So I'll look at, is the stock forming a pattern on the weekly and the daily time frame? That will let me know what direction the stock may be going in throughout the week. All right. If the stock is down and I know it's in a bull flag, then I may swing that because I know it's going up. All right. So that's how I'm looking. Weekly, daily, 4 hour, 30 minute, 15 minute. When I'm looking at the 15 minute and the 30 minute, I'm looking at it, how did it happen throughout the last week? All right. When I'm looking at the weekly, the daily, and the 4 hour, those are more like swing opportunities, swing trading opportunities. But the 30 minute and the 15 minute lets me know how the stock was performing each day individually. All right. So the swing trades also set up day trades. If I get in a swing on a Monday with the stock and I get in at a low point and I'm expecting a $10 to $15 move on the stock, the next day I might day trade that same stock in my day trading account because I know that it's going to be a green day. So I might day trade a stock that I'm swing trading in my different account because I know it's going to be a green day. And for me, it's like double dipping, but also it helps me be more precise, and it just helps me, right, with how I am and how I operate. And then I journal and I visualize. All right, you got to manifest. You got to. I speak life into myself. I speak life into my trades. I speak life into my future. I speak life into everything that I'm doing. All right, so that is how I get ready for my weeks, right? Top of the week. I share with the Discord what we're doing. If you want to join the Discord, click the link in the description. All of that stuff, right? Now, if we're talking about each day, because I mapped out the week and I have a weekly watch list, now I'm looking at those stocks throughout each day, right? If there was a stock that had a crazy pullback, I might look at that stock at the end of the day and then say, okay, I might trade this tomorrow based on, was it at support or resistance, all right? So before the market opens, so like the night before the next day trading, I'm going to look at that day's support and resistance, all right? This is like, seriously. I'm looking at each week's support and resistance. So off the weekly and the daily time frame, those are my major levels, right? Those are major levels. Like if it breaks a certain level on the daily time frame or the weekly, we got major levels. But on the 30-minute time frame and the 15, that's letting me know my each day support and resistance levels, right? So if let's say that a stock is at, let's say a stock's resistance is at $75, right? On the daily time frame. And then let's say a stock's resistance yesterday was at $70 on the 15-minute time frame. And let's say right now the stock is at $68. Okay? So then what I'll do is I may trade it once it breaks $70, because that's on the weekly time frame. I mean the 15-minute chart. Once it breaks that, I'll get in. I'll ride it up to 75 because I know 75 is such a strong level on the daily time frame. I'll say if it breaks 75, I'm going to stay in and then ride it up because that level is more significant on the daily than it is on the 15-minute time frame, right? So when you understand your levels and the time frames, it becomes very, very, very powerful. And the same thing on the downside with support. It's all the same. All right. So each day I'm looking at the previous day support and resistance. I'm looking at daily charts. The daily charts set up my day trades, set up which stock I'm going to day trade the next day. And this has been a game changer for me. All right. And then the other thing I'm looking at is pre-market charts. Let me share with you one thing that I do on my charting software that helps me as well. So it doesn't matter the stock. Right? Right here is my aftermarket and my pre-market. This has been so crucial to me. All you do to set this up is you go down here, right? You see it right here, ADJ, adjust for daily dividends and extended trading hours, ETH. All you do is click this, right? If you have it set on regular trading hours, it's not going to show anything. But if you have it set on extended trading hours, it's going to show you the support and resistance in the pre-market. When you understand how the pre-market affects the day-to-day trading, it's going to change your life. All right, that's a little gem, right? I ain't charging you nothing. It's free game right here. So set up your extended hours, your extended aftermarket hours. Set that up on your chart, and then I map out my support and resistance on pre-market, and then we go from there. All right, so that's how I get ready for my trading weeks and my trading days. I hope that this helped you out. If it did, let me know. If you ever made money off anything that I said, and drop that in the comments too. All right, because I love hearing the wins as well. All right, so always remember, get out of your head and get into this world, because your head is a dangerous place to live. I'm gonna see y'all on the next video. Peace.